everyone, and welcome to Leah's Cross Stitch Corner. This is FlossTube number 42 and it's coming to you a little bit delayed. Now, as you might know, you might wonder why I'm wearing this garb. We'll come to that. I meant to put this up last week, but I wasn't very well. So, what I've decided, I should move my phone out of the way, is this will go up this Wednesday, obviously. Duh. And then next Wednesday will be the whip parade and we'll be back onto the right schedule. Or maybe not. Maybe it doesn't matter and I'll just put the next video up in 2 weeks. I haven't decided. I haven't decided. Chaotic. Now, get a look at me. I'm a cowgirl. Obviously we've been to Taylor Swift, which I would have filled you all in on last week, but I wasn't very well. So, whew. Where to begin? Because there's been so much happening. So much happening. I meant to bring some books over to show and I'm quite annoyed that I've just forgotten to do that actually, but never mind. I'll leave that for the next one to discuss. How are you all, by the way? I feel so disconnected from FlossTube at the moment. I feel so disconnected from cross stitch in general because I don't get a lot of time. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. I don't get to watch FlossTube. I hate it. I'll keep saying it because it keeps annoying me because I hate it. And I don't get much time to actually cross stitch either because, you know, I work full time, 37.5 hours a week. I'm at work from 8:30 till 4:30, which I'm trying to change to 8 till 4. And this cowboy hat is doing my head in already. You just have to deal with it, I'm afraid. If I keep moving it, you just have to deal with it. And like, TLDR, the easiest way to say it is I get about an hour to a half cross stitching 4 times a week because on Wednesday we have game night, and then Saturday and Sunday I get 2-3 hours, and then Sunday I get about, it depends, I get 2 hours on the afternoon and I have an additional 2 hours on the evening, but I have been reading on an evening on a Sunday, so there's that. So, you know, I am getting back into reading at the moment, which is why I wanted to discuss it. But never mind, because I didn't bring the books over. And, you know, it's trying to find that balance where I'm not just focusing all my time on one hobby, but trying to kind of split it between the two. So, it's difficult. Especially because, and again, this is my fault, I've only got big projects on the go at the moment. I don't have anything small where I can, like, get them finished at the minute, like, in a quick kind of time. I've been working on the No Time Like the Present Stitch Along the past couple of Saturdays, and I've added a little bit to it, but I'm still only 5,000 stitches in of a 35,000 stitch. I think I'm going to have to abandon the Slumber Party Stitch Along. I'll mention that more next week when I do my whip parade, or the week, I don't know when. I think I'll probably just do it next week, and it gets me back on track, and everybody else is more used to it. I think, she says. Depends what happens. This is a very fluid situation, and if I don't do it then, it's my mum's birthday. So yeah, maybe I'm going to have to do that and keep myself on the right track that way. I wanted to wear my t-shirt, by the way, but I put it in the washer yesterday, so I was like, I'll just put my hoodie on instead, it's fine. It's massive on me. It's XL. And I am usually an XL, and XL's usually a little bit snug, but never mind. The Slumber Party Stitch Along is not going to be a no-go, I'm afraid. It's not going to fit, I don't think. I'm not going to start it again, like I did with the Princess Homecoming Stitch Along, because it's too much. It's going to have to be one where I'm going to have to just either do it at a later date, maybe never do it, maybe. I don't know. I don't have the fabric to do it either, to be quite honest. It needs to be done in a dark fabric, so the fabric I've chosen, I don't know what count it is. I just don't know if it's going to fit. And rather than just try and go down and see if it'll fit, because I don't think it will, I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to call that a loss and move on. I think that's the best way forward. So that's what I'm going to do. By the way, Graham said to me, this hat goes one way or the other because I was wearing it the wrong way. So that's wrong because that feels, I mean, I don't know, because then that actually feels better on me head. So, like, where would you say? You know, my head isn't that shaped. I'm not a friggin' cone head. I have no idea. That feels like quite tight. Then when I do it that way, that feels too loose. When we went to the concert, I had it on the wrong way for about 15 minutes and only realised. I was like, oh my god, what an idiot. Because I just thought it would just sit nicely, so who knows. So, what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to go through the magazine first, because that's the most important thing. This is a cross-stitch channel after all. And then we're going to just have a chat about Edinburgh and Taylor, about Summer. I need to talk about Summer. She's okay. Nobody panic. She's gone out for a walk today. She's okay. But I need to... we've decided we'll discuss it because she is part of the channel. What else has been happening? Do you know what? Honestly, it just feels like ages since I last did a FlossTube that I just can't remember what I've been talking about. And I've joined Slimming World. So, I'm not going to discuss it now, but I'm going to put a trigger warning. So I'll tell you before I discuss it, because some people get a bit triggered by discussions about weight. I will say it before I start discussing it, and then we'll discuss it. Because this is a cross-stitch channel. It is. I swear to God it is. But I do like to provide a bit of a life update. I do like to think of myself as a bit of a lifestyle influencer. I'm joking. But, you know, I don't just want to talk about cross-stitch. I don't just want to just be like, oh, here's how I'm doing. Here's the magazine. Here's this. Here's that. Here's the other. I want to talk about our life as well, because I think that's important. One thing I want to cover before I go into the magazine is I haven't forgotten about the tour of the bedroom. Other stuff has gotten in the way. I promise I'm going to still try and do that, but I kind of need the area to be clear. We've got an exercise bike over here, so if I'm going to tour the whole room, I need immediate access to everything, so that I can like go from the books to the drawers over here, to my chest over there, and to my stash over there, which, by the way, Graham's fuming. He was setting the camera up for me, he was getting the tripod out, and I've got a massive stack of books. I'm reading a lot recently, and he's like, where have they all come from? And I was like, handsome. You've seen every single one that's come in this door. I haven't been getting them in from Amazon and then hiding them from you. You've seen every single one, which he has. He's like, so I wasn't paying attention then? I was like, yes, you weren't paying attention then. I'm on a right reading kick at the moment. I'll give you a quick sneak of what I've been reading. Abby Jimenez, she has 2 trilogies, and I've started... What happened? We were in Edinburgh and we were in Waterstones, and I saw this book on the table. And it talked about Reddit, and it said about this curse that these 2 people are suffering from, where like they date someone, then they go to find their perfect match, like their soulmate, the next time. So he posted on Reddit to ask AITA, if you know, you know, and they decide to date each other to try and like break the curse. That's not what happens, obviously. Doesn't just become that, does it? And it was called Just for the Summer, and I was like, that sounds really interesting, but I didn't pick it up because I was like, I don't know, I wasn't sure. So what happened, I saw if the WOXS had it in Edinburgh. They didn't, and I was like, I couldn't stop thinking about it. You know when you like get a book in your brain, you just can't stop thinking about it. So I got it, loved it, absolutely loved it. Then I realised it's the 3rd in a series. Not, they don't follow each other on, but they're kind of loosely related, which I quite like. So I went back and I've just finished Part of Your World, which was the first one in the series, and then I'm currently reading Yours Truly, which is the second one. Now, I don't read the same author 3 times in a row. It doesn't happen, because you kind of get a bit bored of the same writing style, but I cannot get enough of Abby Jimenez. Oh, love it. So I bought her other 3 books, which are the first 3 she did, and I can't wait to read them either. It's such a good series. Like rom-com-y, they're set in Minnesota, Minneapolis. Really good characters, really good settings. There's always a dog in them, which I love. They're just so good. I'll share more next week because I'm going to show them off, because that's what I was going to do. In a excuse me, in a previous like life, I was a book blogger from about the age of like 19 to say like 22 or so. I had my own website and stuff, and I loved it. I did love it. It just moves every time I move it. It's so annoying. I really enjoyed it. It was really good, and you know, it was a really popular-ish website, and probably I could have built it into something a lot bigger, but that's the breaks, I guess. I could have. Who knows? Maybe I would never have become a cross-stitcher and would have carried on being a reader, but I have struggled the past few years to actually get into reading and make time for reading, and that's why I'm trying to do a little bit better now. So we'll see. We'll see. So, let's cover... I'm going to yawn again, I'm sorry. Ugh. I'll have a drink, actually. Though I don't want to drink because I don't want to mess up my hoodie. This is the first time I've worn it since I've bought it. Oh, it's freezing. So, let's cover the world of cross-stitching. As we all know, I don't get cross-stitch anymore. Unless cross-stitcher people want to send it to me and I'll still cover it. Just saying. So this is the latest world of cross-stitching. It is issue number 348 from August 2024. It comes with this really nice freebie from Emma Congdon. It even has the hoop in. It actually does. By the way, ignore me nails. These are from Taylor and I just haven't been bothered to take them off. I don't like the smell of nail varnish remover. So I'm just letting them naturally just peel off. And people might be like, well, aren't you just a scruff? Yeah, I am. I hate the smell of... I haven't got any nail varnish remover. I could probably ask Jackie. She's probably got some I could borrow. But I'd hate the smell of it and I just cannot... Oh, I just cannot. I don't like it. So... It says Up, Up and Away from Emma Congdon. It's very nice. I do like it. I would debate doing it, I think. I do quite like these little Emma Congdon designs. I've got one over there that says... I can't actually see it. Where is it? Ah, it's hiding. It's behind the lava lamp. But it was another freebie. I don't know if it was from World of Cross Stitching or Cross Stitcher, but it was a freebie. Not massively long ago, maybe like a year, maybe 2 years ago now, in fact. Crikey. So I might do that. I'm itching for a new start, you know. With me abandoning the Slumber Party Stitch Along one, I'm itching to start something else. But I want to be good. I want to try and finish the Love Puppet Stitch Along first, which is on part 4 now. I've nearly finished part 3, so I'm nearly ready to go into part 4. But I don't want to just get another one and then stick it in just for the sake of having a start. But it will, if I start something, it is going to be something small. I am going to focus on some more smaller ones while still getting my bigger pieces in. I want to get the Princess Homecoming Stitch Along finished. I keep calling it that. That's not its official name. It's... Or is it? Oh yeah, because it was the Princess Birthday Stitch Along. And it is actually called Princess... Sorry, I got itchy nose. Princess Homecoming. I want to get that one finished. I mean, I still got like 50% of that to do. But that's the closest one to a finish of the big ones I've got. Like I say, I'm only 5k into the No Time Like the Present Stitch Along. The Bella Filipina, I've nearly finished 3 pages out of 6. So I'm say 50%-ish. Ish. I say ish because there's beading and backstitch to do. So probably more like 40%. Do I normally show the contents page? It's been so long since I've done these, I can't even remember. Oh god. God, I'm so sorry. I don't know. I am knackered. I had a bit of a bad stomach on Friday night and it woke me up. And you know when you just have a bit of a sleep deficit and then you can just never recover? That. So here is the fairy tales for this month. He's so cute. I think this is like the grandpa mouse, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. I love him, he's adorable. Very nice. So, it is Grandad. And, that's me in my mouth. This is very chaotic, isn't it? I apologise. So, he's harvesting his crops. And it is the time of year for that, I guess. I do like that. Wimbledon starts on Monday. I'm very excited. Very, very exciting. Oh! Oh! I didn't know you could do that. With this freebie, you can actually make it into a balloon. Let me show you. Ah, that's such a good idea. Am I recording? Oh, for you. Oh my god, I had a cow there. Nothing was moving on the screen. I didn't know what was going on. Oh, I love that. I'm absolutely going to have to stitch that to turn it into a hot air balloon now, I think. Maybe. Think about it. Maybe. That is so clever. That is so clever. Ah, so the cover design is a Margaret Cherry one and it's a wedding one, but she's not a cross stitch designer. She's a traditional artist. But here it is. I quite like that. I think that's really nice. It's very cute. Very cutesy. I love that. If anybody's getting married, me, in October next year, I think that would be a really nice one to stitch. I think that would be a really nice little keepsake. I do want to stitch something for when we get married. To, like, remember the day, put the date on and what have you. I don't know what yet. I haven't decided on what yet. But I quite like that. I think that could be a contender. You don't get a lot of wedding cross stitches, which is so irritating. As you all know, I've been trying to find something to stitch for our invitations. I couldn't think of it there. I was like, just completely lost it. And just, it's impossible. Have I got started on that yet? No. Will I just end up giving out random invitations I don't even have cross stitches on? Probably. Which is just annoying. It's annoying. So, these are all the letters. I'm just having a quick nosy. Oh, I don't know why. Why am I tired? We got an air fryer, by the way. Completely apropos of nothing. I'll cover that more when I'm in solo mode, I guess. So here is this one. It's nice, don't get me wrong, but I can imagine that'll be a pain to cross stitch because there's a lot of detail to it. Can I just cover that? Just go forward and just give you a bit of look. I quite like it. It's thoroughly detailed. Approximately 100 plus hours. Well, that's a neither here nor there, isn't it? It's quite majestic is the word I would use for that. You can make it into a cushion. I go back and forth. I think I've talked about this a little bit already. I like the idea of putting something on a cushion, but I don't like the idea of getting mucky. If like Summer climbs on it with her mucky paws when she comes back from a walk, or just general muck from like the day, the house, you know, like dust and stuff. I'd like something to kind of protect it. I don't know if you can get like a spray or something like you can protect it with. I don't know. That would be such a huge... I mean, how big would it actually be? Let me have a look. 11 by 12 inches, which is not as big as it kind of looks epic. It looks like a lot bigger than it actually is. It's a bit of one of those optical illusions. Is that the word? By the way, Graham's put one of Summer's toys up there that we got yesterday from Pets at Home. I wish he hadn't, because I would have actually liked to show it off, because it's Dolly Parton related, which is so funny. Next up are these 3D beach huts. It is my dream to stitch something 3D. There's a company that do them. They kind of like... I always get cold whenever I'm trying to film. It's like I'm allergic to filming. There is a company, I think it's called the Nutmeg Company, and they do a lot of 3D stuff. And I would love to get one of their little kits to do. I just keep forgetting. But I'll quite like these. I quite like this. I like all three of them actually. I don't know how they've done that. I'll tell you what, I'll just show you them all. There's this one, if you can see it better. I don't know how they've done that roof. I quite like it. It's shaggy. And I love the beach hut. I do really like that. They're really nice. They're all like little beach cabins. And I'm curious how you... Stay! I think it's because I've got a hood on the back of this hoodie. Obviously. And it keeps knocking against it, which keeps pushing it forward. So it even tells you how to assemble it and how to do it. I think it's such a fantastic idea. And I assume you do it on plastic canvas. Let me have a look. She says. Yeah, 14 count clear plastic canvas. It's so clever. I wish I could be a test stitcher. Actually, no, I don't. I take it back. I wouldn't want to be a test stitcher. It would be too much pressure. Oh god, it's like E1 by F1 by G1 and stitch them all together. What? Oh, I would need Graham's help to do that. I would just get so confused with that. But I would love to do something like that. It would be such a fun... it'd be such a fun endeavour. I would thoroughly enjoy it. Graham keeps asking, because I'm reading a lot, if I'm still enjoying me cross stitching. And I am. But it's just doing my head in. I knew it would. I knew it would. Right. Stay there. Even if you're on wrong. Stay. I think it's on wrong. But whatever. Stay. And I am. Absolutely 100% am. I love when I get to sit and cross stitch. But I quite like having a bit of reading time. I'm really into me reading at the minute. So I kind of just want to be like balancing it out better, like I was talking about. So yeah, I am buying a few books at the minute. I can't buy any cross stitch. I'm gonna not be able to do that because it's gonna give me a headache. I can't buy much cross stitch at the minute, you know, because it's all just going under the bed or in my stash, and like I'm not being able to get any starts because I'm not stitching enough. So like I don't have that oomph to buy cross stitch at the minute because I just know I'm not gonna be able to stitch them at the minute, you know. So at the minute I'm enjoying buying books in a fashion. I don't want to like take the mickey and end up with too many. But I am. I still love cross stitch. I used to be a little bit I would jump from hobby to hobby. I have always read that one's never like it's waned a little bit sometimes, like I say, but I've always been a reader. But like I would otherwise jump from hobby to hobby. I took up Lego building and then I've stopped doing that. I still would like to, but it's very expensive is more what it is. I go through phases of playing video games. I got Hogwarts Legacy for my birthday. I haven't touched it yet because I just don't have the time, but I would love to. But I play Animal Crossing and I'll just go through phases of playing it and then not playing it. I am quite bad at that. You know, for a long time I was more just collecting books rather than reading books. Because like before I met Graham and got a little bit more stability in my life, and you know, I would just waste the days I had off. It drives me mad now because I get so few days off. But I used to do 4 days on a night shift and have 3 days off. But you'd more like have 4 because of how it would kind of work. So you'd be finish on the Sunday morning at 6. You won't be back in till the Wednesday night. So like it felt like a long time. I would just waste it. I wouldn't even make the best of it. I'd sit and watch Big Bang. I was watching Glee at one point. I love Glee. I'd be trying to sell Graham on it. He's not having it. But I wouldn't read, you know. I would just nap and eat and nap and eat and watch TV and go to work and nap, and you know, it was just an absolute waste of any hobby time I would have had. I don't know. And now that I have got all these hobbies, I don't have enough time for them. Make it make sense. By the way, the top of this, I'll tell you, because I might as well, because it doesn't take me long to go through these, I'm afraid, because there's loads of bloody adverts. It's a turkey stitch. That's how you do the thatch of the roof. It's a turkey stitch. Now, I have never heard of that. I've never heard of a turkey stitch. So you do all of the roofs. Oh, excuse me, and there's a pattern there to do it. And then you just do, I don't know. I'd like to try it for the sake of doing it, but I am absolutely no good at anything other than crosses. I can't do. I can, excuse me, I can do backstitch just fine. But like anything else, like a running stitch, I can't even do that. Turkey stitch, I can't do that. A lazy, none of the other stitches I can do. Next up, we have these beautiful Delft China related bluey pattern things. I know, that's very descriptive, aren't I? I don't. They're quite they're almost like monochromatic, but not, because monochromatic is like black and white, right? But like they kind of are as well. They're nice. I probably wouldn't stitch them. I do quite like the use of all the different blue colours. I don't know why it's blue. I kind of need to understand the reason as to why it's blue. So, here's the first page. And here's the second page. I can't see. I'll just move it up and hope for the best. Yeah, I quite like them. And there's obviously more motifs than the one I've shown. They're quite nice, and I haven't been telling you who's designed any of this, have I? Oh my god. This is designed by Susan Bates. I should start this whole thing again. Oh my god. So, do you know what? It's been so long since I've done it, I've just forgotten. The Furry Tales is always designed by Lucy Heaton. The Up Up and Away, I think I did say, was Emma Condon. The... Sorry, somebody's just coming out of the gate. They have. It's a Sunday. Must be Amazon. We get Amazon every day. The Wedding Mice, to Haven't Told, designed by Margaret Sherry, but I assume... Can you hear that? It's a doorbell. I assume it was charted by the World of Cross Stitching. The Lion was designed by Jenny Barton, JB Cross Stitch. Yeah, it must be Amazon. And the Beach Huts, the Beach Hut, the Bar, and the Snack Shack by Fiona Baker. And these Delft Tiles by Susan Bates. You're all caught up now. I do this for information purposes, and then I just completely forget to give the information out. Next up, we have this beautiful doll. I'm not sick of them, but there is a lot of them at the minute around. Like, how many more can you get? They're all kind of a variation on the same kind of theme. And this is designed by Susan Bates. That's no offence to, like, whoever's designed it. You know, I think they are lovely. Well, I feel like I've, like, gone forward on this chair. Let me just center myself a little bit. But it's the same ones. Like, surely you could just, you know, come up with something a little bit different, make it a little bit different. I think it's lovely. That's why. Again, this chart is from My Cross Stitch Doll. So it's 20 unique dolls. And they've been, as you know, I've been sharing them recently. So they have been in, I'm cold, I'm just going to cover myself up. That's not why I put the hoodie on, but I put the hoodie on because I put the t-shirt in the wash. They keep sharing them, like, this isn't exclusive because they've taken this out of a book. It bugs the life out of me. And there's going to be another one next month. You're kind of ruining the point of buying the book because you put them in the magazine. And then you're kind of ruining the magazine because you're just putting in, like, these sponsored posts. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I know I'm a whinger. But I don't agree with that, I'll be honest. I really, really don't. You know, the magazine should have exclusive designs. They keep focusing, I've said this before, on the same things and the same people. You know, there's so many designers out there that you could have in the world of cross-stitching, and they just do the same stuff. It will eventually lead to me to not get any cross-stitch magazines. It will. Because it just bothers me. And it's the same stuff. So, like, you're paying this money for the magazine, and, you know, you get a lot in it, don't get me wrong. Not as much as you should. And then it's just a case of, like, you just get the same designers again and again. They don't give anybody new. Rant over. We have an okapi in the wishes granted section. Apologies, I can't get it any closer, and I can't hide myself because I can't go. I'll go a little bit closer. There we go. I hope you can't see the chart. I'll get wrong if you can do that. There we go. Yeah, like, I think I'm not the only one who finds it frustrating either. It's not just me who's, like, you know, rude. And, you know, I'm not trying to hit down on the world of cross stitch, and I don't know why there's not more variety. The kind of aim to... They don't aim... I'll say it the other way, because I don't know how to say it the other way, the way I was trying to go. But they don't aim towards the modern market. They don't aim towards the modern cross-stitcher, as you will. You know, a lot of the designs are very intricate, complicated, but a little bit old-fashioned. They err on the side of old-fashioned, in my personal opinion. You know, I don't remember the last time I saw a magazine where I immediately had to pick something up to stitch it. There's a few things I want to stitch. I want to get started on our engagement one, actually. That might be my next start. That might be a good show. I know, I don't think it's that big either. I have to dig out the stuff for it. They don't work towards the modern cross stitcher. I don't find, like, they include Emma Compton, who's quite modern, and Doreen Jones is does a little bit of modern stuff, but a lot of it is quite old-fashioned-y type to me, anyway. Like I say, here is part 8 of the stitch along. It's just some skeins. Again, I quite like this, but like, again, this is quite, like, I'll show you the full design. It is quite an old-fashioned style sample design, and you know, they are in at the moment. You know, I didn't know there were so many samplers out there, but there is. But I just like these here. I'm not a big fan of these. That oh my god, I've done it again. That was designed by Doreen Jones, the stitch along. And have I mentioned anything else? The Okapi was designed by Jenny Barton. I think I did say that though. Next up, we have this set by Doreen Jones. Like I say, I don't really like them. I'm not massively keen on them personally, which is the point of this video, to share and also give my opinion. I'm allowed to do that. I do like sunflowers. The Love Poppet design has some lovely. It has a lovely little bouquet of sunflowers in it, and they're stunning. How Claire has designed them and how they stitched up is beautiful. I can't wait to share my progress on that one, by the way. It's such a glorious stitch, that one. I'm really impressed with it. These, not so. Not so. Just feel like they're lacking a little bit of something, in my opinion. And that's what it is. An opinion. Gotta say that. Don't want to get sued or anything, or told off or anything. And then, next up, again, these little libraries are so childish sometimes. We have the little library. I want one for the bedroom, you know, and it drives me absolutely bonkers. In fact, I was going to use a worse word, but I don't swear on this channel. I'm a good girl. So this is like a dragon type little library. It's, again, this is more kids oriented, I guess. You would probably stitch it up with, like, for a kid's bedroom. I want something for our bedroom door. And do you know what? They haven't put anything on. I haven't seen a little library since that beach hut one that I did for the bathroom. I haven't seen one good enough since then to be like, oh yeah, that's what I want in our bedroom forever and ever. I've forgotten again. Oh my god. These letter library was designed by Cheryl McKinnon. I love Cheryl McKinnon. I think she has. Is it her? Or was it? No, I think it's Satsuma Street actually. They have a stitch along coming up. Next up, we have these. Do you see what I mean when I say old fashioned? By Carol Thornton. We have like an old penny farthing type bicycle, an old fashioned car, an old fashioned airplane, and what looks like a ship. That's probably my favourite one, to be honest. I do quite like that. Quite like that. But again, a bit old fashioned. This magazine has not been a good issue for me anyway. Not for me personally. Like, these are for men, to stitch for men. I don't think Graham would appreciate any of those, nor would me dad would have, to be honest. And then, oh my god. This is not a good issue. We have this table runner. There's nothing wrong with it. I do like poppies, you know, it's fine. But this has not been a stellar issue for me. Designed by Amanda Gregory. Again, I wouldn't want to use a table runner because I wouldn't want it to get mucky. Because then you're going to have to wash it, and I just, not for me, unfortunately. I like the idea, I'd like to have something like that, but it isn't for me. And I think that's it. So, yeah, that's it. Next month, we have more of the same. I'll show you. I quite like this, I will say. But this is the next month preview. I'll just zoom in. It's like a Hello Autumn sampler. I'm not impressed with either of them. A new Mandala Designs Koala. I'm curious if that's already out. Because again, that's just a copy otherwise. A new Smurf design. That letter, the letters, and that's the freebie. fabric painting that mermaid one. Now I'm interested in that. I am interested in that. But otherwise, I don't think that koala's colourful enough for me. I don't really like that Victorian scene. I don't like those line art style cards. I'm not a big fan of the Smurfs. They're okay. I quite like that. I do actually, you know, looking at that, I do quite like those alphabet tiles. They're quite nice. It just hasn't been a very good issue this time for me. And there's going to be another doll. Yeah, bit of a disappointing one. Bit disappointing for me. So, there we have it. I don't think I'd come back to stitch any of that apart from the gift. If anybody wants this magazine, let me know. You can have the magazine. I'm going to keep the free gift though, because I do want to stitch that. I want to make it into a... I do want to stitch that. If you want the magazine. Otherwise, I might just take it to the little free library we've got, actually. I don't want to hold on to magazines. I know I pay for them, so I should probably do something with them, but I don't want to hold on to them unnecessarily. If I'm not going to stitch on them... Excuse me. I'd rather just get rid, to be quite honest. I'd rather just not have them. I'd rather not, you know... That one wasn't amazing. I didn't see anything that I would, like, rush out to do, so... There we have it. That is the magazine for this week. For this fortnight, I guess, because I don't do it for this month. My God. God, I am such a moron. I'm tired. I feel tired still. I had quite a good sleep last night and I still feel tired. So, what should we discuss first? Let's do Edinburgh first, because I'm all kitted up for Edinburgh. So, we obviously went to Edinburgh to see Taylor Swift. We went on the Tuesday. The train was noisy as heck. Oh, it was LNER. And there was a lot of international people on the train across from us, and they were just noisy. So I listened to me music quite loud. It gave me a bit of a headache, to be honest. We never, ever, no matter what public transportation we go on, buses, trains, that's it. We don't go on anything else. It's ever quiet. We both struggle. I'm quite introverted, and Graham, I would say, a bit more so. And, you know, we kind of keep to ourselves. We don't play music loud. We don't have phone conversations like this. We don't have phone conversations, period. If you're on a bus, you know, or a train, you know, you don't have to have a conversation. You don't have to be always talking to somebody. Sorry, that's a big bugbear of mine. We keep to ourselves, and I wish other people would do the same. The train was really loud. But we got there with no problems. And Edinburgh was so busy. The first night, we went for some fish and chips, which were lovely. Overpriced. I think everything in Edinburgh was overpriced. But really nice. And what was nice was you got a glass of, like, a big pitcher of water on the table. Not enough restaurants do that. Every restaurant should do that. It's tap water, for God's sake. Just fill, like, a flagon and just put it on the table. It makes the experience so much better if you can just have a bit of water along with whatever you're drinking. I tend to like to have a cocktail or something, but they're never usually big enough to last with the meal for when I get thirsty. So that was actually the perfect balance. I ended up getting an iron brew because I didn't know we were going to get some water. But we went into the whiskey shop so Graham could have a look because he's a big whiskey fan. And it was rammed. Like, that bit of Royal Mile where we walked up, rammed with people. And this was like 5 o'clock-ish on a Tuesday evening. It was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. We knew it would be busy. I think we underestimated how much. Because I don't think this was the Taylor effect until later in the week. To be honest, I think that was just... Edinburgh is always like that. Which madness. So on the Wednesday, we went to the castle. We went to Edinburgh Castle. Again, it was rammed. It was absolutely rammed. It was lovely, though. The castle was absolutely lush. It was lovely to just go. It's, like, really, really big as well. And it was just a fun time. We took some nice pictures. We were able to see Murrayfield, where the concert is. We were able to see the sea. We were able to see this big walnut whip type building that I was like, what's that? I was like, it looks like a parking lot. It's not. I don't think it is. I think it is an actual building. But it looks like because it was right round, it looked like one of them parking garages garages? I don't know, am I American now? That you can, that you see a lot. I don't know, I don't drive, but it's like, that's what it looks like to me. So we went to the castle. What else did we do? We did loads of walking. My God. Oh, poor Ben, I was knackered. So I think we went shopping after the castle, actually. I think we came down from the castle, and then we went over to the shops. It rained a bit in the castle, but then we got to Costa, and the heavens just opened. Completely opened. So we went to Costa and had a coffee and a hot chocolate. Then we went to find Waterstones. We always have to find Waterstones when we're there. And I started seeing people with Taylor merch. I was like, oh! Obviously, because the merch stands were open a couple of days before. So we went and did some shopping. I got a couple of books, of course. Went to the works. I managed to get a lot of the Tess Gerritsen books I was talking about a couple of weeks ago. I was so happy. So now I've got pretty much the entire new paperback set. Happy days. And we just had like a look about. It was like I say it was a chill day. Like I say, we did like 20,000 steps each day. And that night we went for a Chinese. And I'm not gonna lie, it was disappointing. Like, it was rushed. We went in and sat down. We had our drinks within 30 seconds. Like, they knew what we were gonna ask for. And then the food came, and it was lovely. It was all lovely, but it was rushed. And I ordered egg fried rice, which I didn't get, and I asked them about it, like, 5 minutes into the meal, and they were like, yeah, it's coming. And, you know, when you just, like, don't want to interrupt again. I'm not a confrontational person. I don't like to bug people. I don't like to ask questions. It's not in me to... I think it's that whole British thing. So, long story short, I didn't get my egg fried rice. It looked really nice. I could see on the other table. I think they gave it to the other table, to be fair. And then when we got the bill, we were like, can you please take this off? We didn't have it. We didn't get an apology. They didn't, like, say, right, we'll take it off, but here's some to take home. It was just like, oh, we'll take it off. Oh, all right. It was just a very disappointing experience, to be completely honest. You know, maybe I should have been more forceful, but, like, if somebody says to you, it's coming, you kind of believe it's going to come. And then to not apologise either. Like, I work in customer service. I've always worked in customer service. You know... It's very easy that in customer service you always just turn around and apologise for everything. But, like, you know, they didn't. And I was a little bit like, alright then. Fine. We were going to go back for another night, but then we were talking about, we were like, this was very poor overall, to be completely honest, so we didn't. I went and got some ice cream, because I didn't get me full meal, so I was like, I'll have some ice cream then. I was going to have ice cream anyway, but, you know, it's not as if I didn't want the egg fried rice, the best part of the meal, but never mind. It's fine, I'm over it. And then on Thursday we went to Edinburgh Zoo, which, and if you didn't know, is built on hills, entirely on hills. Fun, like 100% built on hills. I was not amused. That was lovely. Oh, we got to see so many animals. We love to go to a zoo if we can, or like an aquarium whenever we're away. That was lovely. It didn't take us that long. We weren't there like for ages. It was like... You know, we got a good couple of 3 hours. It's not the best zoo we've been to. I think the best one, let me think now. It was probably Chester Zoo, because we go out to see the animals. We also like to go somewhere to have a nice like cup of tea and coffee and hot chocolate and some food. And the little cafes they had there were rampacked for starters. Didn't really have much in the way of food. It was all like pre-packaged sandwiches, and I'm fussy, to be quite honest. It's a bit expensive and a bit, ugh. And like I say, rammed. Ask me how. It was a Wednesday in the middle of the week, when like schools should have been at school. I mean, there were actually school trips there, which probably made it louder. But there was like so many kids there. It's just like, all right. Truancy is rife, I guess. It was a really nice time, and we got some nice souvenirs from it. And then we decided, in our infinite wisdom, to go and get the merch for Taylor, because I didn't really want to have to go and get it on the night of the gig. I didn't want to be having to like keep an eye on it. I'm glad I didn't. Wait till I tell you what happened at the gig. Oh my god. So we came at the top of Murrayfield Stadium. I mean, that's dependent on which where you're oriented, but we were at the wrong side. That was where the people went to pick up the VIP merch. We had to walk all the way around to the bottom. And then the queues were insane. Like, I thought it would be busy. Oh, I didn't think it would be busy. I'm lying. But there was just queues of people. I think we were quite lucky. We only waited about an hour. Maybe a little bit longer than that. But I was just, like, so naive, and I just didn't know it would be so busy. But, like, every time the tram came in, it just burped more people off, and then more people came and joined the queue. There was people filming. Some random man stopped us, and he was like, do you want to, where have you come from, do you want to have a chat? But he looked like some kind of random dude. Like, he didn't look like he was a journalist. Well, I think he was, but he didn't exactly give his credentials or anything. So I was like, no. Kind of wish I had, not gonna lie. They were taking pictures, videos and stuff, interviewing people. It took about an hour to get through, like I say. I got me hoodie. I got a t-shirt, which has got the coloured poster on. I got a poster, which we're going to frame. It's the specific one for Edinburgh. And I got a tote bag. And all in, it cost 150 quid. I was happy with that. Her merch is quite expensive. That actually was pretty reasonable, I'm not going to lie. 4 items for 150 quid. I would have expected like 50 quid a pop, but actually, it was pretty okay. And I'm not that bothered about it. You know, it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Well, the Eras tour is anyway. I would like to go again. I've said to Graham, I'm ready to go for a second time now. I've kind of digested it and, you know, had the time we had, but I'm ready to go again now. But it was the best time. Anyway, I'll get to that in a minute. So we got the merch. Graham didn't get anything. He didn't want anything. If he had, I would have got him something if he did. And then we went home and chilled out. And that night we went to a burger place. Oh, excuse me. Really nice. Really good. Really expensive. I can't remember its name. I can't remember any of the names. I don't want to, like, give the names. Just, you know. But it was really nice. They did these... I had a salted caramel shake. Stunning. And it came in these, like, proper, like, metal containers. Like a proper container. Ah, loved it. And again, there was an issue. I ordered cheesy chips, and they just sent normal chips. So I had to, like, wander over to them. I was like, I asked for cheesy chips. And I'm not a Karen by any means, but it was like, oh my god. After the kerfuffle of the previous night, I was like, oh my god. Can I not go anywhere and I could get my meal as I ordered? It was really nice though. I would definitely recommend it. It's really busy. There's a lot of Americans in Edinburgh. A lot of, like, North Americans. A lot of Spanish people as well. Everywhere we went, we could hear, like, Spanish or Italian people. And we're like, what's going on? It's like, is Spain twinned with Edinburgh? Madness. And then Friday was gig day. So we went out to get some souvenirs. I managed to get some cross-stitch bits. I did manage. I've seen people who say, oh, I've been to Edinburgh and I've got these. And I was like, where? Where did you get them? But, like, the little gift shops sell them, and they're like little bookmarks and coasters. I'll show you them next week, next time in the haul. I was chuffed to get them. They were probably more expensive than I would normally pay, but I really wanted the Nessie bookmark, and I got it, so I was happy. We went and got some souvenirs, and then we just chilled out for the rest of the day. We got ready. You can see pictures on Instagram. I did share pictures of my outfit and stuff. We went to Zizi's for a meal, which was lovely, and there was other people in there who were going to the gig. We actually, in the queue, when we went for merch, there was this American lass, and she was so obnoxious. She loved the sound of her own voice, bless her. She properly did. And then, bizarrely enough, like, you could not make it up, in Zizi's, they were in Zizi's when we were, I was like, eyeing her, and I was like, Graham, was that her from the queue? And he was like, yeah. I was like, oh my god. What are the chances? It was just wild. Like, there's 80,000 people going to these gigs, and, like, we bump into her again. It was madness. So we went to Zizi's, and then we got the bus to Murrayfield. That's where I got my hat after we got off the bus. They were selling them, and people have been whinging on Twitter, why people have been buying cowboy hats? Well, why not? It completed my outfit perfectly, thank you. And to be fair, we were right at the back. So my cowboy hat didn't infect anybody, and I took it off for the gig anyway, because it was doing my head in. I just wanted one for the sake of having one, thank you. And then it said the show started at 6. So we got there probably about 5:45ish. And Graham was like, should we just chill here in the field and then go in? But I was like, no, let's go in and try and get the lay of the land. Let's see where everything is, the seats and the toilets and what have you. I've got to know where stuff is. I need to, like, I want to know where I'm sitting. I want to make sure I've gotten to my seat and I know where it is. And I like to know where the toilets are. And then we goes in and Paramore were already on. So, like, it wasn't like show starts at 6 but actually starts at 7. The show started at 6. I wasn't fussed about missing Paramore. We saw most of it, actually. We only missed about 15 minutes. But I wasn't bothered. I'm not a big Paramore fan personally, but I think Hayley Williams is an excellent performer. She bossed that stage. She really, really did. Paramore came on, and I got a bit emotional, because I was like, is this really happening? Like, I couldn't believe I was there, and I couldn't believe that, you know, this is what was happening. It was, you know, happening. I just couldn't, And, then the clock came. There's a clock that comes up before Taylor comes on. I was like, we went to the toilet as well beforehand. Crazy. So it was a free-for-all. Women were going to the women's toilets, but women were also going to the men's toilets. And Graham was like, just be in this queue with me in the men's. Well, there was only one toilet in there. So it took forever. It took days. But we got back in time. It wasn't too big of a deal. And then we goes up and go back in our seats. We were right at the back. So I initially stopped at W and Graham was like, Leah, it's WW. And I was like, what? So like we had to go and we were actually in the back row. It was brilliant. I'm quite pleased we were actually. It was good to not have anybody behind us. And we were just, like, say the stage was there, we were just there. So we couldn't see the screen that's there, that like the people over here could see. We would just see, but we could see over the stage and we could see all of the people. I stand by this. It wasn't clear when we bought the seats what we were getting, and it was such a panic to try and buy the seats. You know, it bothers me that it was such a fast process that you had to do it really quickly. You didn't really get to see what you were doing or know what you were doing. It was very frustrating. But it was amazing. It was the best night of my life, and I keep telling people that every time people ask. The show was amazing. When Taylor came out, I got emotional again. I was just like, I've been a Taylor Swift fan for so long. I first heard Love Story on the you know when you used to flick on the TV channels and had MTV and MTV Hits and The Box and all those other music video channels. I heard it on there. This must have been like, I don't even know when, like early, like whenever Love Story came out, it was then. And I loved it. Well, I wasn't massively into music then. And then I loved Speak Now when it came out. I misread. It just completely passed me by. And then I was back for 1989. Then became a proper Swiftie for Reputation. And then since then I've been a huge fan. I love Red Now, by the way. I'm not a heathen. I have actually listened to it. I do love it. I love All Too Well 10-minute version. And you know, I kind of go backwards and forwards. I love Taylor the musician. I'm a bit on Taylor the person. Sometimes. But everything was forgotten about. It was just the music. I was dancing. I was singing. I was enjoying the vibe. I was having the best time. I took no videos. The person next to us was videoing the whole time. You do you. But I wanted to just be in the moment. Graham took a couple of videos because I went to the toilet during 1989, so I missed Blank Space and a bit of Style. I came back into Bad Blood. But I didn't want video. You don't look back on your videos if you video it. I wanted to actually be there in the moment, and I just had the best time. The best time. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Now let's talk about what actually happened during it. So, it was me and Graham. There was the lass next to us who was by herself and filming all the time. Good for her. Do what you want. Then there was two next to us. Who must have went through about 8 cans of Tennent's and vaping. Just so you know, if you vape, and you vape somewhere you are not meant to vape, I will hate you. I really will. I think it's disgraceful that you're not able to, like, put your vape down for 3 hours for a concert. People were never this bad with smoking. I'm telling you now. And yet for vaping, the smell of the fruity flavours is disgusting because it's so artificial. Not a fan. But they were fine apart from that. I mean, and they weren't the only ones vaping. It's just like an epidemic at this point. Don't even get me started on it. It's not worth it. So, the red set starts, which is like the second set into the night, third set into the night, about half an hour in or so, I think. And this lass comes tootling along the aisle. I didn't swear there, did I? Our boobies were out. Like she had like a crop top on. I apologise for accidentally swearing. It was like here. Like, only our nipples were covered, otherwise they would have all been out. And she's just stumbling along the row. And I was like, what's going on? Where's she go? I thought she was going to the toilet, to be honest. She had a hip flask down the side of her boob tube. And she stumbles past me, she stumbles over Graham, and she stops where these girls are. And they were like where the stairs were, so we were literally very close to the end of the row. It was perfect seats. I didn't pick them, but they were perfectly placed. And she's clearly drunk. She's clearly off her face. She was tripping. She was like, you know when you're drunk and you're just stumbling everywhere and you're stumbling over things. Now bear in mind, like I say, we were very back row, nosebleeds. She nearly went, at one point, she nearly went all the way down. And maybe it wouldn't have killed her because she was so drunk, to be fair. She probably wouldn't have even been aware of it. But she was absolutely hammered. And I kind of tried to block her out. I was like, I'm not letting this person bother me. But, like, she was bothering people. The people in front went and got security. They went and got security because she was absolutely wrecked. She was completely out of it. There's no way this girl remembers what happened. And I sincerely hope some friends told her because it was embarrassing. It gets worse. So she was twerking at one point. I think she even tried to dance with Graham at one point. And I was like, just don't let it bother you, Leah. Don't let it bother you. I don't care. Graham's not going to be into it. He's not going to dance with her. I know what he's, you know. If she wants to make a fool of herself in front of him, that's fine. And she was trying to dance with those lasses as well. And then she sat down on one of the lasses' seats. And I kid you not, she started weeing. Let that sink in. She sat down on somebody else's seat. She wasn't weeing onto the seat. She was kind of on the edge of the seat. But she was weeing. She was that drunk. She wasn't even aware of it. I'm telling you now. She not aware of it. She was obliterated 30 minutes into the concert, which means she was obliterated before she even came in. She shouldn't have been allowed in. But that's not my decision to make. She weed. And then the security guard came up. This old man in his 60s or 70s, didn't even look like he knew what he was doing, quite frankly. Should have called somebody else in, which I think Graham said he did. But like I say, I was trying not to focus on it because I didn't want it to bother my experience. I was not letting this person ruin my experience. They had a bit of a conversation with her for about 10-15 minutes. She refused to leave. They were going to just leave her where she was. She attempted to come back past me, and then she came back again. And eventually she left. But it was absolutely diabolical behaviour. Firstly, the security guard should have just grabbed her by the arms firmly and just pulled her down. If you'd have just told her she was going and took her, she wouldn't have been able to protest. She was too drunk. Secondly, a Taylor Swift concert is not something everybody gets to go to. It's not something, there's loads of people who didn't get tickets to go. And this person has paid 90 quid for a ticket. We paid 75 for ours. She probably paid about 75, 90 quid, something like that, for a ticket. Has got absolutely obliterated. Has missed most of it because she left during the red set. She probably didn't even take on any of the bits that had already happened. And then got escorted out. I have no idea what happened to this girl. No idea. It was, like I say, we cannot go anywhere without attracting some kind of village idiots, so to speak. I would be mortified if that was me. I didn't have a drink. I had a cocktail at Zzz's, but I was like, I don't go to concerts to drink. Neither of us kind of get drunk. I mean, Graham goes to Spoons and has a pint of beer and he's tipsy. He's a bit of a lightweight, He really honestly does. He goes to Spoons, he has a pint of his Leffy Blonde and he drinks it. He's like, oh, I'm a bit tipsy. So funny. But we're not the type to get drunk. And I cannot imagine. You're going to see Taylor Swift. This is a bucket list item for me. This is something that, I'll remember forever. And she will not remember any of it. Not any of it. It was like she almost stumbled into a Taylor Swift gig by accident, like she was meaning to go to the club and accidentally stumbled into this gig. It's the only thing I can think. It was just insane. But it was the best night. It was so good. I loved every bit of it. I loved every bit of it. The surprise songs we got, I should have written it down because I always forget. We got Woulda, Coulda, Shoulda, Would've, Could've, Should've with I Know Places. And we got 'Tis the Damn Season with Daylight. I wasn't bothered. I don't care which surprise songs we got, as long as they were ones I could sing to, because I'm not a big... I don't know many of the debut songs or massively the Fearless ones, but those were perfect. I loved them. And it got dark just as the midnight set was starting, so you could really see the bracelets, because you all get given a bracelet and it lights up. It's like synchronized with the entire stadium and it lights up. And it was just magical. It was magical. When it finished, the lasses beside us went before midnight started. I was raging. I was like, what? I was like, what? This is never performed any of the midnight songs live and you've left. I was like, what? But you do you. And then when it finished, we just waited. We just sat up because there was like a concrete thing, like a concrete hill behind us. We just sat on there and let everybody else leave. We were like, there's no point getting involved in the crush. We'll just wait it out and then we'll go. And we left about half an hour or so later, once the majority of the stadium. It was still crazy to get out because it was obviously still bottlenecked right once you got down, but it was a much easier experience. And I've got one more thing to tell. So I went to the toilet, didn't I, during the set. Now the toilets were fine, and I'm a bit of a toilet phobic. I don't like the American toilets where the water's halfway up the bowl. Wigs me out. So I went to the toilet during 1989. Maybe I could have held it, but I was like, I didn't want to risk it during one of the sets. I like what 1989, and I wish I'd seen Blank Space. I do like the live version of Blank Space, but you've seen it live so many times on the telly and stuff that, you know, it's okay. So I was like, I'll go, as soon as she started Style, I was like, right, I'll go to the toilet. So I started in the ladies' queue, and then this helpful man came over and he's like, just go in, yeah, there's a men one here, go in there. So I goes in, and oh my god. Oh my god, I think the water went out in the stadium. I truly do. All of the toilets were blocked. And this is my worst nightmare. I am no good with a blocked toilet. Once, the toilet blocked in our house, and I lifted the lid up and it was blocked. I was like, Graham! It like frightened me. I hate it. I hate it. There's something about water rising. I don't like it. It's a complete phobia. I appreciate. But I had to go. I didn't want to go and stand in the ladies' queue for like half an hour. So I had to hover above a blocked toilet. There was no toilet roll. It was just horrid. Worst experience ever. That took a lot of courage and strength. I hope you know. It took a lot of courage and strength. I despise blocked toilets. So yeah. Best night ever. We got home probably like after midnight, it must have been. And when we were walking, some lass was like, you look lovely. I was like, thank you. I had a 13 on my hand. I had glitter on my face. Like I say, there's pictures on Instagram. Go and have a look at Leah's Cross Stitch Corner. We didn't trade as many friendship bracelets as I thought, which was incredibly disappointing. But I did trade some, and I've got some to put in a little memory box. I still wear mine. The two that... My sister made them all, but these are the two that I wore at the gig, and these are mine, and these are the ones that I wear all the time. I've got some to go in my memory box, like I say. I've got the bracelet from the concert. And then we went home on the Saturday. We were just, like, we had to be out the hotel by 11. So we went to Spoons, which was rammed. It's right on Waverley Station. It was rammed. It was just so busy. We were going to sit in there until it was time to get the train, but we were like, this is not going to work. It's too loud. We're too gig hungover. When we weren't hungover, we were gig hungover. So we went to Costa, and that was too hot. Like, it was like this, like, glass ceiling. The sun was, like, shining. We got too hot. We had to leave there. And then we were like, we'll just go in the train station. So we changed our train. It cost, like, 25 quid to have it an hour earlier. And the train was already there, so we just went and sat on the train until it was time to go. I don't think we'd go back to Edinburgh. I think it's too busy, and I think it's always too busy. I don't think it's ever going to be quiet, but it was a nice experience. It was a really good time. I had the best time. I liked seeing the castle, I liked the zoo, I liked seeing Taylor. We'd go back for a gig, of course. If there's any gig happens that we'd go to, we'd go to that, not a problem. But yeah, it was quite the experience. And then we came home, we were back at work on the Monday, and we were just like, you know when you go somewhere that's just so amazing, then you're just like, was I even there? Did we even go? But yeah, best time ever, honestly, so good. And then we came back from Taylor, and I was like, trigger warning, I'm going to discuss my Slimming World journey so far, and my diet. So if you're not into the weight loss stuff, skip to the next bit where we'll talk about summer, and that'll have its own additional trigger warning, so be careful on that one as well. You might just want to end the video here. But consider yourself warned. I am going to be discussing it, so I will make sure I'll tell you before I discuss it, and I will put trigger warnings just in case. I don't want anybody to be triggered or anything by any means. So, I've been struggling with my weight for a long time. I've lost about a stone very, 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 very slowly. And I was like, do you know what? Slimming World really works for me. I'm going to go back there. I'm going to join the group. I'm going to stay for group and do the image therapy and all of that good stuff. So, I joined 2 weeks ago. I'll be going to my 3rd class on Tuesday, which is the day before this video comes out. So, when this video comes out, I'll have been 3 times. Week 1, I lost 3 pounds, which was pretty good. I'm happy with that. Last week, I put a pound on, which was gutting, because I had a really good week. I didn't get as much exercise in, but I had a really good week otherwise, and you know, I didn't use masses of sins, I wasn't off plan, and we didn't go out for any meals or have any takeaways or anything. But that's the lay of the land, and we'll see where I am this week. Hopefully I've lost. I want to get into shape before the wedding. My aim is £5 a month, and we have 16 months till the wedding, which gives me a loss of about 5-6 stone, which is about what I need to lose. But I'm going to see where I go. I want to see where I'm comfortable at. I'm not comfortable now, so I want to be comfortable. So I've joined SlimWorld. If anybody's joining it, if you want to make a little group chat with me, let's do it. Let me know if you go. We can encourage each other. I really enjoy it. I love logging everything on the app. I like staying to group. I like hearing what people have done. And, you know, I was devastated last week. I felt, you know, like a heifer. Because I'd put on. I was the only one who put on. And I didn't even know how to explain it. I think it was water weight. I think it was swelling from the heat. Because it was really hot last week. But, there we go. But we got an air fryer. Which we've tried. The roast potatoes in the air fryer are stunning. We made some chicken in the air fryer last night. That was also really nice. It's going to be a game changer. It really is. I'm going to be trying. It's Sunday today when I'm filming. So I'm going to be doing some broccoli and carrots in the air fryer today. I can't wait. More speed food. Very excited. Well, broccoli speed. I don't think carrots are. Maybe carrot. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll keep you updated. I'll show off me little certificates and stickers if I get any, like half stone awards and what have you. And I'm telling you this because it helps keep me right. You know, if I don't tell people and have people to hold me accountable, I'll not do it. So I'm going to do it. Then lastly, let's discuss summer. So yesterday we went to the Arneson Centre. Now, trigger warning, once again, for the big C word. Please don't panic. Please don't panic. But trigger warning for the big C word, and, you know, pets getting old and the myriad of things that come with a pet that's getting older. So, we went to the Arneson Centre yesterday because Summer had a vet's appointment. I'll discuss the nice bits first. So, it's been Mum's birthday in a couple of weeks, so I've got her a really lovely gift. I won't mention it. I don't think she watches me FlossTube, but in case she does, I'm not going to mention it. So I picked up a few bits for her to finish off her gifts. Got myself a couple of new bras. Why not? From Asda. Got some books. Oops. I want to try Frida McFadden. Apparently she's meant to be a really good thriller writer. Like, people are obsessed with her. So I've got a couple of hers to try. I wanted the Housemaid series, but the works didn't have it. So I got a couple, The Teacher and I forget what the other one was called. But I got them to try. I got some romance books as well. I want to kick at the minute. I'm just really enjoying it. The new Mark Billingham as well. I love him. So we went to Asda. We went to Pets at Home. Summer got a new jumper, which she looks lovely in. We got her a Dolly Parton t-shirt. So I got her one from Pets at Home the other week that came, but it was medium, so it didn't fit. So I got the large one because it was on offer anyway. So I was like, I'll get her that because it'll fit her better. She got a burger I don't think it's here. No, she must have took it down. And a Dolly Parton mixtape, which is over there. We got the guinea pigs some little treats as well. They don't like them. Standard. And then we went to the works, where I got some more books. And then we went to Card Factory to get some cards and stuff and wrap and stuff for my mum's birthday, like I say. And then we went to the vets. So, Summer's been at the vet a little while ago. Couple of months, something like that. She's got some issue with where our nipple's enlarged, one of our nipples. And, like, liquid comes out when Graham, like, kind of, like, fondles it and, like, kind of, like, works it. Almost like you would milk a cow, I guess. I don't know. And underneath, like, the nipple, there's, like, a bit of, like a... It's not a lump. It's, like, where the liquid's storing. So if you empty it out, then it goes away. So she'd had antibiotics and anti-inflammatories, and that didn't resolve it. So we've kind of left it just a couple of weeks just to see what happens. The vet at the time did say there were some little lumps. We don't know what they are, but we think we know what they are. So we took her back to the vet because the nipple situation kind of getting worse. Graham's having to drain it twice a day, and it seems to be filling up quicker, so we kind of wanted to see what the options are. So we don't definitively know that she has cancer. We think she does. She has numerous little lumps, little pea-sized lumps, which we all know what that means. They could be malignant. Is that the word? Is that the... There could be nothing. There could be something. I can't remember the official terms. I'm not a doctor or a vet. So, we took her yesterday, and the vet man says he would recommend that we remove the nipple that's enlarged. He thinks that's something with a cyst. Remove the lump. There's a nipple underneath where there's a lump. Remove that. But he didn't really take note of the other lumps that she has on her higher ones. And then spear at the same time because she isn't speared. We think the cyst is from her last bout of phantom pregnancy. So the last time she's had a period in heat, and she had a phantom pregnancy, and maybe that's kind of what's happened with that. The lump, he doesn't know. It could be, it couldn't be. He could take it out, and they could spear, which would stop any more heats and any more phantom pregnancies, which could stop what happened from any other nipples. Now she's 10. She's just turned 10. It's her 10th birthday at the beginning of the month. We came back from Taylor, and it was Summer's birthday on the Sunday. So we came back on the Saturday, and it was her birthday on the Sunday. We celebrated, put loads of decorations up, got her a cake. It was amazing. So, like, it was kind of like, you can do this or you can do this. But, like, if we operate, one, we don't know how she'll come through the operation. That's quite serious to have 3 things during the operation. Number 2, removing the lump does not resolve the issue. It will not resolve it forever. If it does, if it was to take it out and there was nothing, and they were to check it and it was the non-serious type, there's no saying that that would not mean she never gets it again. Number 3, if it is the serious type, there's no saying that that would stop what is there. So, like, you have the op, and it's like, well, what's the difference is it gonna actually make? What is it gonna do? Because it's not gonna fix it. Nothing's gonna fix it now. It is what it is. Once it's there, it's sorry, I got an itchy ear. It can still come back. He can't promise definitively that having this operation that's going to cost a lot of money, which is irrelevant. The money is irrelevant. We'll do our best for Summer, not what's best for anything else. The cost is absolutely irrelevant. But, like, it's not going to fix it. She's happy as she is. She's 100% herself. She's got no pain. When Graham's fondling the nipple and getting the liquid out, doesn't bother her at all. The lumps haven't gotten any bigger since we first were aware of them. And, she's 10. she's 10. So, like, we're now trying to figure out what the best decision is. We've been given another course of antibiotics for the nipple to see if that resolves the fluid situation. But, like, he couldn't make any promises as to what the operation will do. It is not going to resolve. It's not going to resolve it. If it's cancer, it's not going to take it all away. because she has other lumps that we don't really think he covered properly. So, you know, are you going to remove everything? Because then she's going to have like half of, you're going to have to like take out like half of her chest to do it. If you spare, what kind of complications can come from that? Because she's 10. We'd be happy for them just to remove the nipple, because that's causing the problem. Nothing else is causing a problem with her right now but the nipple. And that's not causing a problem necessarily, but if it gets bigger, it's going to cause a problem. So we're left between a rock and a hard place. We're all of the opinion that leave it. She's happy. She's living her best life. She's absolutely there's no change in her at all. She's in no pain. She isn't suffering. Nothing. Where if she has an operation, she will be suffering, because that's going to be painful. I know she goes under for it and everything, but like afterwards, she's not going to be able to go for runs. She's going to be off her paws for a length of time where she can only like have supervised walks to the garden. She'll have to have a cone on so she doesn't like lick her wounds. And she might be in pain. It could be worse. It could go wrong. You know, it's a difficult situation. I'm not asking anybody's opinion. I don't think it's right to canvass opinions. You know, some people think, yeah, we're doing the right thing by not operating. Some people think we should operate. If you want to give your opinion, that's absolutely fine, by the way. I'm not saying you can't, but I'm not asking for opinions. It's not a public forum opinion kind of thing. We're pretty comfortable in our decision, Graham and I, from what we've discussed. You know, we're pretty comfortable letting her just keep living her best life. If the nipple gets no better with the antibiotics, maybe we'll reassess to see if they can just take the nipple. If the lumps get bigger, we'll reassess. Right now, it just seems completely bonkers to operate on a very healthy dog who might have this but might not have that. And they can't tell us. They can't tell us if it is or if it isn't. We think it is. We're preparing for the fact it is. We're preparing for the fact that she may not be with us long into the future. You know, if we get another year with her, we'll be happy to, you know, we're never going to be happy, but, you know, but the way I see it is every single day we have with her is a blessing. She's an absolute little ray of sunshine. I'm trying not to get upset, by the way. I am trying to just be get through it, because we were really upset yesterday. We were very, very upset, because it's one thing to know. We know there's potentially cancer there. It's another thing to have it shoved in your face that here's what we can do, but at the end of the day, it's not going to resolve it. It's not going to be better. She's never going to not have anything now. And, you know, it's a difficult decision for anybody to make. You know, our dogs, we were quite lucky. Scruffy went in his sleep. He was 11, out of the blue completely. We don't know what. Suki was 15. She had numerous health issues, but she just plodded along to 15 and happy days. We've got a golden retriever, Duna. She's 13 now. She has lumps and bumps, same as Summer does. She's absolutely fine within herself. We can tell she's getting older. So, like, all our family pets have just, you know, passed kind of naturally sort of thing. Where Graham's had Tara, his Labrador, and she had cancer and she went in for an op, and 6 weeks later, you know, the operation was meant to make her better, and 6 weeks later, you don't know. So, like, what if we operate on Summer and 6 weeks later, well, right now, it looks like we've got ages with her because she's happy as Larry, she's living her best life, you know. It's tough. I want to share it because Summer's in my videos. I do like to have her in my videos. She's a part of the family. She absolutely is. Anybody who says it's just a dog, no, it's not. If anybody says that to me, I will lift off, because no. I understand if you feel like that way, that's fine. But don't tell me that, because she's not. She's our little ray of sunshine. She, you know, it's hard to get across. You don't see it. She scratches on the door. She can't get in because she's fuming. She wowies and she sings with us. She comes to see us when we're emotional, and she looks after us because she knows, and she doesn't like to be away from Dad for too long because she's very anxious. She always has been a little anxious girl, and she likes to know where Dad is. If we go for a walk, right, and if I'm walking ahead of Graham because it's like a tight space, she'll just completely whiz past me, knock into me, and be like, "Where's Dad? Where's Dad?" And he's just behind me, and he's talking to her, and, you know, she can hear him. She's like, no, I know, I must see him. I must see him. So I'm always like, you go first, because then she can see you. But honestly, she's so bright. If we thought she was struggling or anything, we would obviously do what's best for her. But I think what's best for her now is the decision that we're probably going to make, which is, you know, just see where we go with it. That's what we're doing with Cardi. Cardi has that thing on her foot. It's getting no worse. It's getting no better. They want to operate on it. But it's not bothering her, so I'm not comfortable doing that. Because what will happen? She's 3. She's nearly 4. These are the decisions you've got to make as a pet owner. Nobody ever told me this when I was growing up. That, oh, by the way, you'll have to make these horrible, difficult decisions that, you know, you don't know what, you know, we don't know which one is the right answer. Nobody knows. Nobody can tell. Nobody has a crystal ball. But yeah, that has been our time. It, as you can imagine, it has been quite stressful. We're preparing as best we can, you know. We know pets don't live forever, unfortunately. There will come a time where we don't have summer. You know, we plan to get another dog at some point, but that's a discussion down the line. We always wanted to try and get one to mix in, so like it made it a little bit easier, so like there was still like another one there. But then we were talking about it, Graham and I, and we were like, we don't want somebody to feel pushed out. Like, we want to just to, you know, oh, here's this new puppy, and, you know, Summer doesn't get as much love, so we want to just give her the most amount of attention and love that she possibly have. Like I say, she's a nervous sprocket. I don't think she'd be happy having somebody else taking Dad's affection. So we've decided we're going to wait. I think that's the best decision. Because, you know, we want her to feel as much love as possible and be spoilt rotten. Like yesterday, she got two outfits, 2 toys. Spoilt rotten. Oh, and she got 2 hats as well. A winter hat with like a little braiding, and a Paperboy Peaky Blinders type flat cap. Oh, God. Oh, sorry, my ear's really itchy. I hope you can't hear that. Gross. Absolutely spoilt rotten. Spoilt rotten. Honestly, I was just in Pets at Home. I was like, I've got to. And we saw the guinea pigs. They have guinea pigs in Pets at Home that you can buy £30, the little black ones. I was like, can we get a guinea pig? We can't get a guinea pig. We have 4 guinea pigs. So yeah. As you can imagine, it's been a tough time. And like I say, I haven't been well last week, and I wasn't well this week. I don't know what it is, to be honest. So that's us. We're all up to date. Everybody knows what's going on in our lives. We're hoping for a little bit more of a chill time in July. She says, hopefully. Like I say, it's my mum's 60th birthday on the 12th. So we're going up there on the Saturday. Summer's coming with us, because Jackie's at work. And we're going to have a Chinese. I'm going to pay for the Chinese. And I've got some gifts and stuff for her and everything. Get her some flowers. I can't wait. So, apologies for the kind of like, how this kind of went downhill. Came a little bit maybe depressing. I apologise. I hope nobody got massively upset. Summer is absolutely fine. We won't lie to you, honestly. She's living her best life. She's out for a walk now. She'll be running 10 to the dozen. She's so funny. So that's us. I'll be back at some point with a whip parade. I don't know if it'll be next week. I don't know if it'll be the week after. I haven't decided. I don't know, because does it matter? As long as it's, you know, are you wanting it next week? Are you wanting it the week? I don't know. Tell me. Do you prefer the schedule I was on? It makes no difference, does it, really? So I've just skipped a week last week and then just go back to every 2 weeks, which gives me a little bit more time to work on something and get a bit more progress, I think. So, probably in 2 weeks. So, if you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up. That helps. My subscribers have stalled massively. So, if you are new here and you're just watching me for the first time, you came for the cowboy hat, I'll wear it every time if you subscribe. Please subscribe. I would like to try and get to that 1,000 one. I am going to talk in my next video about 1 year on FlossTube. I haven't just forgotten about it. It hasn't just skipped past. But I'll just talk about it in my whip parade because I don't have a lot to share then. So I'll discuss the books I've been reading. Like I say, I'll show you them. I will discuss 1 year as a FlossTuber, what I've learned, what I would do different. Not much. But maybe some things. You'll have to find out. And just whatever else. I'll keep you updated on Summer if there's any update. There might not be, to be honest. But she'll have finished her antibiotics by then, so I'll let you know. And yeah, I think that's me. Leave a comment as well, by the way. Please do. I do reply to all comments. If I'm delayed replying to them, please don't think I'm being rude. I am not by any means. Work is a lot. I keep saying this. Work is a lot. Though I'm doing quite well, and I had my annual review this past week. Oh, and I've been doing quite well. I got a really good review from my manager. He thought I did better. He thinks I'm doing better than I thought I was doing. I was kind of just a bit like, yeah, I'm doing okay. Middling, 3 out of 5. He's given me all 4s. Happy days. So yeah. I will be doing a giveaway, by the way, for 1 year on FlossTube. I'll sort it out next time. I haven't had the wherewithal to get it sorted out this time, I'm afraid. Apologies. Oh, it's so itchy. I've got a spot right here in my ear. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. And it's sore. I just thought you would like to know. Have a lovely fortnight. I'll see you in 2 weeks for a whip parade. We'll just go with that. I think that'll work. Oh, God, Leah. I'm going to take my cowboy hat off. Well, I'm not, because Graham's going to take a picture of me for the thumbnail. Maybe I'll just do it like this. Travis Kelce came on stage, by the way, in the London gigs last week. He came on stage. It was a whole thing. Just so much fun. Wish I was there. Not really, because I don't want to go to London, but I would like to go again. I would like to go to another show if I could. It's not going to happen. We're not going to be able to afford it or have the time to actually do it, but I would love to. It was the best time. So yeah, I'll see you soon. I'll wear this cowboy hat if you really love it so much. Do let me know if you like it. I'll wear the t-shirt next time, by the way, so you can actually see it. It's difficult to see this one because it's the black and white one. But yeah. I'm going to go one more time before I go. Oh. Have a lovely fortnight. I'll see you all in 2 weeks. We'll do this all again and we'll have a whip parade. How does that sound? Bye.